Hello, my name is Daniel. Thank you for joining today. I appreciate you, your time, and your support. In today's video, I want to share with you how I go about getting a full or huge sounding sort of guitar sound. This could apply to pretty much any string instrument, whether it's going to be an acoustic guitar, electric, ukulele. The same rule of thumb that I'm going to share with you in this video would apply to pretty much any of those string instruments, maybe even a violin. Now, if you have any questions at all, I encourage you to drop a comment down below. I'll do my best to assist you in the best possible direction. Please don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell for me, as I'm going to be bringing more videos like this for you. With that being said, let's get right on into this. When it comes to getting a full sounding acoustic guitar, or what some would describe as a huge sounding acoustic guitar, I typically begin with the idea, meaning what I am going to play, and then I'll find out what BPM I'm going to be playing, and then I'll lock in a track to that BPM. So for example, you can see that I have a performance right here of an acoustic guitar, and then I have another performance right here under it. It's the exact same thing played on the acoustic guitar that I played. It's just two different performances. If we take a look here, this live performance is a little bit louder than this one right here, which means I played it a little bit softer on this performance right here. Let me allow you to hear what this sounds like so you can hear what we're working with. And we're only going to be focused on these two tracks. We'll get to these in a moment. That was the one with a bit more force behind it. This one was a little bit less force, a little softer. So that's where I begin. I begin with an idea, a concept, and then I track it out to a metronome. I make sure that I am on time as well. That's important. It has to lock in. It has to loop right all the way through. So you want to make sure that your performance is right, so that way it loops wonderfully. You don't hear any pops, clicks, or any off timing or anything like that. And this is all important. I assure you, it really does tie in and makes everything easier at the end. And we're also focused on the acoustic guitar. I begin with solid performances on the acoustic guitar. Once I do that, I track them out and I record them. I'll go ahead and show you how I go about miking up my acoustics and everything that I do to get specific sounds. For this video, I kind of want to keep it simple and tailored to beginners, so that way you can go ahead and leave this video knowing how to get huger sounding acoustic guitars. So I have this performance right here. It's lined up, it's nice and performed, and it's ready for playback, which means it's going to loop over and over and over, and the listener wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So that's where I am at now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play these back together so we can hear them both, how they, kind of work. So remember, two different performances, same take. I'm sorry, two different performances, different takes, but I'm playing the same thing. Okay, it's looping nice, but there's some push and pull, and the guitars are fighting kind of like in this area right here. This is where the secret comes in. This is how I'm going to get that full sound. All I'm going to do is I'm going to work with the panning knobs right here. I'm going to take one guitar left, one guitar right. Since this one's a bit more with force, I'm going to push the forceful one to the right. And I believe our left ear naturally picks up sound. I could have that backwards, so I'm going to go ahead and push the forceful one to the right around 40, positive 40, and the other take, I'm going to bring that one to the left around maybe negative 35. You can line them up the same. You can go ahead and bring them all the way far left and right, however you want to do that. But the idea is you want to pan one of your performances to the left, and you want to pan another performance to the right, and then you want to kind of listen back and hear how that sounds. That sounds nice, and there's still a little bit of pushing and pulling going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of play this back real time. I'm going to maneuver the knobs, and I want to get them sitting to where it sounds like one flush, huge sounding acoustic guitar, but while keeping them panned on that spectrum. So let's go ahead and do that. So if I look away, that sounds like one full solid, really in your face guitar. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to look away and then I'm gonna play it back and then let me know what you think in the comment section down below. So now we're getting somewhere, and there may even be a little bit of pushing and pulling going on, which we could then further tweak a little bit more by repeating the process. I think that one right there is the smoothest. And I know I took a little bit of time doing that, but I kind of wanted you to hear everything in real time and what messing with the right and left knobs do and the volumes there to make and blend one full sound. Keep in mind, if you look away, it does sound like one full performance now than the first example that I showed you. And this is two different takes making this happen. I'm making all of those little imperfections and all of the spaces in between the notes really work for me. The performances weren't by any means perfect on their own, but when I got them good enough and locked in, I was able to do all of this and mix and get a better sound. Keep in mind, I'm not even pushing the volume here a lot. I don't have any effects or anything like that at all going on. As you can see over here, these are just raw audio recorded files just from the microphone straight into the DAW, and here we are mixing to get this sound right here. Just to kind of go the extra mile here and really get my points across, below here I have two ukuleles. Now a ukulele is a very small instrument. If we record it correctly, again for another video, if we perform it correctly and get it into the system, then we can go ahead and still make a little ukulele sound full. And I'm gonna share with you how I would do that. So I'm adjusting the BPM here so that way it loops correctly. So this is what this ukulele sounds like. So you can see I'm really pushing the volume here a little bit, and I'm kind of running into yellow a little bit away from peaking. I'm going to take it down around maybe 4.5 decibels just to have a little bit more comfortable of an experience listening here. And you can still see that it's still kind of hot there. So I'm paying attention to that. You can see from the waveform as well, forgive me for talking, that it's pretty loud as well. So you can tell right off the bat and I was recording this, so when I was pretty close to the microphone and I was strumming with some force behind my performance. Same thing with this one. Here is another performance beneath it, and it's going to be of the same take. However, it's just going to be a different performance. Same notes, everything's the same, just again different performances here. Is kind of exhausting that right there, because I feel like that is really the importance and the essence of that full sound. They have to be different performances. Just to confirm, we cannot copy and paste. If we copy and paste, we're going to get more of a sort of static sound. It's going to sound too alike. You need those imperfections. So So you can hear right here, and you can see visibly that this part is tremendously lower than this area right here. I'm going to apply that same logic where I use the volume knobs and the stereo pan knobs to get a full sound. I'm going to start by bringing this one to the left, to the right. I'm going to kind of mix it real time here with you. I feel like that area right there pockets really nicely. So these specific, settings make these ukuleles sound full. Again, it is the same different performances. I'm playing the same thing within those performances. When I combine them together and take the time to match the volumes in the appropriate spots along with the panning knobs, every time you do this, it's always going to be different. So don't go for like a preset or anything like that. You're going to have to do the work as you see me doing here to really pocket those performances that you just did. And it kind of becomes an art form over time. We start getting really good at it, and then we can start doing this with multiple layers. When we start creating multiple layers of performances, it gets really interesting and fun. So let me go ahead and take a listen back with you all. So I hope you could really hear the power of just different volumes and panning. That is the trick. That's the ticket. That's how I go about getting huge acoustic sounding guitars, whether it's a ukulele or acoustic guitar. This could probably again be applied to a violin, maybe even a bass. Have fun. I don't know why you'd want to pan a bass right and left, but if it sounds good, it sounds good. But that is how I go about getting huge acoustic sounding guitars. It really is all in the recording. It's all in the performance, and then it's all in the craft of panning and then getting the right volumes to sit with one another, so it all becomes one nice clean sounding guitar. Now, if you have any questions at all, please drop them down below. I'm going to do my best to assist you in the best possible direction. Before I conclude this video, I'd like to ask that you please subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring that bell, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you. With that being said, I thank you for your time and I appreciate you watching. Have a great day.